Thank you very much, Madam President. In 1995, psychologist Daniel Goldman introduced us to emotional intelligence in the book, called Emotional Intelligence, Why It Can Matter More Than IQ. It addressed questions like, why are really successful people, or smart people, sometimes unsuccessful? Or why can some people lead with ease and other people have trouble? And Mr. Goldman suggested that emotional intelligence was the answer. And the premises, or our research on this, comes from psychology, neuroscience, and business leadership. The definition of emotional intelligence is the ability to assess your emotions and the emotions of others and understand how you affect the people around you. It's been said that this is the key to success both personally and professionally. There are a few key characteristics of emotional intelligence. The first one is your self-awareness. How accurately can you assess your emotions? Most of us really, frankly, rarely think about how we respond to situations, how we come across to other people, and how they respond to us. The best way to get this figured out, and it's hard, is to ask for feedback. Take honest feedback and accept the criticism. That's how we learn, after all. Self-assessment is one. Self-regulation. This is the ability to control your emotions. A key factor is whether you react or respond to situations. So consider the following. We all do. I just heard that. When you get an irritating email, do you write back right away?
No.
We did that when we first were introduced to email. I bet we all did that at least once, right? Never again.
I never.
Do you sometimes find yourself regretting how you handled the situation? Wishing you'd been more calm and poised? And do you lose patience with other people? Only when I'm driving, quite frankly. Now, if you said yes to any of these questions, you may be in the habit of reacting rather than responding. We react from the emotional part of our brain. We respond from the rational part of our brain. And that, frankly, usually works out better. So a way to avoid reacting is maybe to identify your triggers. If you see it when it's coming, maybe you can take a little pause and make that be a response instead of a reaction. Motivation. People with high emotional intelligence are willing to defer immediate results for long-term success. Empathy is another characteristic. Those with high emotional intelligence are able to see the world through the eyes of others. And social awareness. People with high emotional intelligence tend to help others develop and shine more so than they worry about themselves. Okay, so that's the theory of emotional intelligence. Now in our day-to-day life, here are some examples of what that might look like. And I can tell you that Diane fumbles badly on number 1. You think about your feelings. You may ponder questions like, how does my current mood affect my thoughts and my decision making? When I walk into a meeting upset about something, I'm not going to make brilliant decisions, right? So it would behoove me at least think about that beforehand. Or sometimes things are going on under the surface that may influence what others are saying or doing. If someone's not feeling good, there's a situation in the family, that can affect them. So just reflect on those things, and it'll definitely give you an advantage in this area. That having been said, emotionally intelligent people pause. Hardest thing in the world to do, think before you speak or act. But doing so will keep you from making a permanent decision based on a temporary emotion. Striving to control your reactions. We don't really have a whole lot of control over the emotions that a situation stirs in us, but we have 100% control over how we respond to it. You can take criticism. Nobody likes negative negative feedback, but that is a chance to learn and grow. So emotionally intelligent people can ask themselves, what can I learn from that? Authenticity. You say what you mean, and you mean what you say. And you stick to your values and your principles above all else. We mentioned empathy before, very important. Empathy is not about agreement. It's about striving to understand the other person. And there's really nothing more motivating than others than knowing that they've been understood. You're able to praise others. All humans crave acknowledgement. When you commend others, you're satisfying that craving in them, and you're building trust. in the process. Oh, here's a good one for emotionally intelligent people. You apologize. It takes great courage to say you're sorry, but it does show humility, and it's a quality that will draw others to you. Now listen, apologizing doesn't always mean you're wrong, but it does mean that you value your relationships more than your ego. Keeping commitments. Make a habit of keeping your word in things big and small. You then develop a strong reputation for reliability and trustworthiness. And lastly, I have good news for all of you in this room. You are scoring off the charts on this one because emotionally intelligent people help others. Right? And everyone in this room is a helper. One of the greatest ways to positively impact others is to help them. Your willingness to get in the trenches and work alongside them will inspire others to do the same. So how'd you do? Pretty good? That's my list. You got one? Okay, you need to go back to the drawing board with one. You help others. Well, that's great. That's the best one. I took a little test. I like to kind of do that when I'm getting ready to talk about anything, just so I can gauge my own competency, if you will. And it was on psychologytoday.com. And if you search emotional intelligence test, it's like a 45-minute test. It's pretty comprehensive. And you can get a summary for free. If you want a little more information, $10 and it's yours. And it's a packet about like that. So I found it to be pretty interesting. And I don't want to walk away leaving you thinking that emotions are bad. Emotions are wonderful. I mean, when we tune into them, they're so instructive. The expressions, follow your instincts or trust your gut, those are totally tributes to the value of our emotions, right? Trusting your gut is nothing more than listening to your emotions. But dealing with them intelligently in leadership and in life may just be the utmost predictor of success.